Not me just finding out it is illegal to be racist in Brazil. So this is Augustina Perez. Augustina got into a confrontation with an employee at a restaurant, and guess what? Augustina decided to make monkey noises. Ooh, 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 and they got her ass.
Hi guys, my name is Kelvin, and you're welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a story that's been blowing up across Latin America and the internet. This one is wild, and honestly, it's one of those play stupid games, win stupid prizes moments that makes you shake your head, but also nod in approval at the same time. Picture this. It's mid-January 2026. A woman from Argentina is on vacation in Brazil. She's at a restaurant, gets into a dispute over her bill. Instead of handling it like an adult, she allegedly unleashes racist insults at the black Brazilian staff and, get this, starts making monkey noises at them. Monkey noises. In 2026, in Brazil. The staff doesn't take it. They report it immediately as a hate crime. Brazilian police show up, she gets arrested on the spot. Because in Brazil, racism isn't just bad manners or something you apologize for on social media. It is a straight-up criminal offense. We're talking up to 5 years in prison. No slap on the wrist. No, it was just words defense. This is serious. She's a lawyer herself, so she knows how to work the system. She gets habeas corpus, an ankle monitor, but that doesn't last. The court revokes it, takes her passport, and now she's being held without bail awaiting trial. The story explodes online. Brazilians are furious, and rightly so. Argentinians are split, some defending her with cultural differences, but a lot of people are saying she embarrassed herself and her country. In today's reaction, we're breaking down exactly what happened, the viral clips, the public backlash, and most importantly, why Brazil's zero-tolerance approach to racism should be a warning to every tourist who thinks they can act a fool abroad. This isn't just another Karen Gets Owned video. This is about respect, consequences, and understanding that when you travel, you're a guest in someone else's home. You don't get to bring your ugly prejudices with you and expect everyone to smile through it. Stick around because we're going deep on the legal side, the cultural context between Argentina and Brazil, the prison reality she's facing, and why so many people are saying she got exactly what she deserved. If you're new here, hit that like button and subscribe. We do unfiltered commentary on stories like this every week. Let's get into it.
Racism was a crime in Brazil, like a serious crime, like you might get up to 5 years in prison. Baby, what Miss Daffy say? I'm on the way there. Baby, send me to Brazil, okay? Now, I don't normally talk about crimes in other countries and other stuff like that because it'd be a lot. We already have enough going on here. But this piqued my interest, so I had to bring it to you. Agostina Paez, I think that's how you say her name. If it's wrong, please forgive me. She was in Brazil on vacation. Now, she is from Argentina, but she was in Brazil, and she was in Brazil on January the 14th. Now, okay, she was at a restaurant, and there was a dispute with the bill. Instead of just having them fix the bill and then going about her merry way, when she let them know about the dispute about the bill, they said that she made some racist remarks like calling people monkeys, monkey sounds, things of that sort. She made them feel very uncomfortable, and it was very obvious to them that it was racism, okay? It was to them. It was very obvious. So, them being of Brazil, they knew that, ma'am, that's a crime. So they called the police and let the police know, and the police come. Now, under normal circumstances in Brazil, they don't give you no bond, and you got to wait until they make a decision on if you're guilty or not guilty, and then the punishment for the crime is up to 5 years in prison for racism because they have a zero tolerance policy, okay? Again, I'm on the way there. A zero tolerance policy. Her attorney did habeas corpus, and they let her out on an ankle monitor, and they was going to let her wait until trial. Again, that's not normal, but the attorney that she got a good legal team, and she's an attorney herself, I do believe. But her attorney was doing some attorneying, okay? And we know how I love to see an attorney, honey. And they had got her out, but they decided to reverse that on Thursday. So they didn't put her back in and said, you're going to have to wait. You're going to have to wait. It has caused a complete ruckus in Brazil and in Argentina because people in Brazil is like, you need to know the law of the land when you in the land, okay? You need to know what's going down here in Brazil when you come to Brazil. And people in Argentina are like, but y'all got to know we don't do that over where we at. And I agree with them. Whatever the law of the land is, you need to know that law when you get to their doggone land. Okay. But, yeah, she's facing up to 5 years in prison. When all she had to do was just say, fix my doggone bill. They fix it and she gonna buy her merry way. But instead of that, she decided to take below the belt and they said we know where hell is and made that phone call to the authorities. But yeah, I might be on the way to Brazil. Somebody buy me a plane ticket so I can go see what they got going on. I likes that. Zero tolerance.
Augustina is from Argentina. I knew they wasn't playing with that girl because they slapped the ankle monitor on her and locked her down. She's not going anywhere, and now she is facing 5 years. And now she's on television trying to plead for amnesty. She's trying to plead to let her go home. Baby, can't nobody help you now. Because everywhere she goes now, they are doxing every single one of her locations and chasing her around the island. She says she can't believe the reaction to this because in Argentina, the country is built off of being racist. Literally, they genocided their entire black population, so being a racist is a normal thing in Argentina. Big shout out to Brazil. Much love to Brazil. Good job. I hope America starts to follow your trend.
This video is for all my Black Americans fellows. Do you guys know that in Brazil, people don't play about racism? Do you know that Brazil is has the largest Black population in South America? Did you know that being racist in Brazil is considered a crime and that you can actually go to jail for it? Exactly. That's how it should be everywhere. Everywhere. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments.
Brazil does not play about racism. I'm just seeing this story about Augustina.
Brazil is viral right now, finally, because it's a wonderful place. Very popular because of Carnival. But before you visit, you really should know this. It is a crime to be racist there. It's also a crime to be homophobic and transphobic. It's very much not freedom of speech. They don't play about this there. It's jail, no bail. They're also passing a law against feminicide, meaning that if a man kills a woman, he spends life in prison, no parole. No getting out early, no good behavior, no making deals. That's not a thing, non-negotiable, life in prison. I love that for them. The other thing is last week, they also passed some pretty strict laws against animal abuse. And I love it for them because, I mean, the place is fun, the good food, the people are wonderful, and the laws actually work. Look at that. You don't get to use your freedom of speech to just be an asshole. I think some countries should write it down. And anytime I tell people about this, people are always so shocked. Like, how dare they? Like, what about my freedom of speech? You don't get freedom of speech here either, babes. You don't get it. You don't have it. Like, do you see the president going after people for saying they don't like him?
I was today years old when I learned that it is illegal to be racist in Brazil. Like this woman right here, she's Argentinian and she went to Brazil and basically started making monkey noises at the restaurant staff and they reported her and now she's looking at up to 5 years in prison. I bet she thought shit was sweet. Shit was just so funny. She was sitting there making the monkey noises. Then she walked away like everything was fine. They revoked her passport and gave her an ankle monitor.
To all the black gringos that comes to Brazil, I was wondering how racism is back home with you guys because I'm Brazilian and I'm black and Brazil is racist as oh, it isn't. Oh, Brazil is not that racist. It is, because I'm black. And I live here. I was born here, raised here. And it is racist as for you guys to come here and say that, oh, this place is amazing for black people. And, I was wondering how racist your place back home must be. Because I was like, if it's worse than here, man, I don't want to go there.
Brazil is an extremely racist country. What you're describing is Black Americans coming to Brazil and benefiting from being American. So when we are abroad, we benefit from having an American accent, American passport, and the American dollar. So our view of what actual racism is in a country like Brazil, while we can see it exists, it's very skewed because we will never be treated like a Black Brazilian in Brazil because of where we're staying, what we're spending money on, and they want our money. Racism is horrible in America, but I think it's a thing where you understand the social cues, the language, and the cultural things that would tell you what racism is or what a macro or microaggression is. In Brazil, when I lived there I lived there for 6 months. I was in Rio de Janeiro, Sao Paulo, Belém, and Manaus. But my time in Rio de Janeiro was the most interesting one because that was the whitest place I lived, where it had white people, mixed people, and black people. And I stayed in a place called Leblon, which was very white, more of an upper middle class neighborhood. And I got looks every day leaving the apartment I was in. I was doing a study abroad, so I had school. But I befriended this girl, and I told her, hey, like, I want to go to where you hang out. I want to go to where you and your friends go. And I also didn't want to be the American to like go toward the favelas. That's not what I was doing. But I went to where they partied, and I had so much fun, and I felt so much more at home with black Brazilians. And we had a conversation around where I was living, and they were like, yeah, we don't go there. Why would I ever go there? And it made me realize I was living in the equivalent of the Upper East Side in New York City, and I would never live in the Upper East Side in New York City. I think America and Brazil have a unique experience because two countries that have so many black people, but they are the black people that stayed in the country of their oppressor in a way where we're the minorities in both countries, and the majority of those countries are white. I think what you're describing is something that Brazilians experience here, because if you're Brazilian with a Brazilian accent and you're exotic in America, even though you'll still be black, right? The same way I was still black in Brazil, and they didn't know I wasn't Brazilian until I opened my mouth and I spoke English. Racism sucks. I mean, racism exists around the world, and we all know this as black people. But I think Americans sometimes don't realize that we benefit from being American abroad, especially in other black places in the Caribbean and Latin America.
Y'all, did you know you can get 5 years in prison in Brazil just for being racist? I didn't know. I just learned that today. I saw this story on my timeline and I decided to go down the rabbit hole. So this is Agustina Paez, and she is an Argentine lawyer. See, what happened, she was arguing with some employees about a bill and decided to do this. Then this happened. And now she sounds like this.
Agustina Páez es acusada de injuria racial en Brasil. En este momento recibido una notificación que hay una orden de prisión preventiva para mí por peligro de fuga, siendo que tengo una tobillera electrónica puesta y que estoy a disposición de la justicia desde el día 1. Se están vulnerando todos mis derechos. Estoy desesperada, estoy muerta de miedo y hago este video para que se haga eco de la situación.
She has been released, but she has to wear ankle monitor, and she must now wait for the Brazilian judiciary to set a date for her trial. She could be sentenced up to 5 years in jail if found guilty. Oh, was it worth it? Was it worth it? The case is at the center of a growing legal conversation that is making headlines in Argentina and Brazil. With some argue that jail time is too harsh a punishment for a racist offense, others have pointed out that it's the responsibility of Argentinian citizens abroad to know the law. In this case, Brazil's strict anti-racism legislation. The incident took place on January 14th, according to the complaint filed by the employees. She also used derogatory language, as well as the gestures that we just saw in the previous video. Under the Brazilian law, racism and racial insults are treated as serious criminal offenses. See, she's from Argentina, and the people in Argentina, boy, they could be motherfucking racist as hell. And they received no punishment. And then she decided to take her funky ass all the way to Brazil thinking she could do the same shit. Oops. Oops. Oh my God. Was calling the employees monkeys worth it? I don't think so. And she's a lawyer too. Fucking that. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. But I didn't know. I didn't know you can go to jail for 5 years in Brazil for that. Learn something new each day. Now imagine if they did that in this country. All them jail cells would be full. It's wild.
All right, let's talk about this woman. From everything that's come out, the videos, the witness statements, the official reports, she didn't just complain about the bill, she went full racist meltdown. Insults, slurs, and those degrading monkey noises directed at black Brazilian workers. That's not a bad day. That's pure disrespect and hate. And Brazil said, Not here, not today. I love this about Brazil. They have the largest black population in the Americas outside of Africa itself. They've got real history with racism, but they've also drawn a hard line in the law. Racism is a crime. Homophobia, transphobia, also treated seriously. Feminicide gets life sentences. Even animal abuse is taken seriously. They don't play around with protecting human dignity. Compare that to places where this kind of behavior might get you a viral video and some mean comments but no real consequences. Brazil said zero tolerance, and they mean it. The host in the original reaction video nailed it. This should be a lesson for every tourist. Know the laws before you go. Your embassy can't magic you out of a hate crime charge. Now she's sitting in custody. I've heard the conditions in some Brazilian prisons are rough, really rough. Overcrowding, violence, basic facilities that would make most people lose their minds. And let's be honest, people in there are not going to be kind to someone who got locked up for racism. She's going to feel every bit of that energy. Brazilians roast each other constantly, every race, every background, but it's usually that friendly, chaotic, we're all family vibe. The second it turns disrespectful and hateful, line crossed. They don't have time for that nonsense. Brazil has enough of its own problems without importing arrogant tourists who think they're superior. And the fallout? She's been doxxed, dragged on TV, pleading for amnesty and help, public humiliation on top of legal consequences. Her reputation back home is destroyed. Employers, friends, family, a lot of them are probably seeing her true colors for the first time. That's the thing with racist behavior in the age of cameras. It doesn't stay hidden. You show the world exactly who you are. I'm glad this blew up. Not because I enjoy watching someone's life fall apart, but because actions have consequences, especially when you're in another country acting like your bigotry gives you the right to degrade people who are just doing their jobs. The cultural difference angle some Argentinians are pushing? Sure, attitudes vary across the region, but that doesn't excuse it. When you're in Brazil, you respect Brazilian rules. Period. Travel is a privilege, not a license to be disgusting. This story is also a reminder that racism doesn't define the worth of the people targeted. It defines the racist. The staff kept their dignity. The Brazilian justice system kept its standards. And now, the world knows exactly who this woman is. To every tourist watching, be better, be respectful, and if you can't, stay home. Because places like Brazil are showing they will hold you accountable. Whew. That's my take on this wild story. Brazil sent a clear message. We will not tolerate that energy. What do you think? Was the punishment fair, too harsh, or exactly right? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read them all. If you want more unfiltered reactions on international incidents, travel disasters, and cultural clashes, make sure you're subscribed and the bell is on. Like this video if you believe in accountability and zero tolerance for racism. Thanks for watching. Stay respectful out there, whether at home or abroad. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.